I'm gonna lose subscribers if I post this. A few years ago, a channel called 9 Brass Monkeys made a series about YouTube called Becoming YouTube, and one of the videos in that series is called Girls on YouTube. Ever since it came out, every time I think about that video, I get so annoyed. So I don't really consider myself to be a feminist anymore since that movement has been appropriated by extremely crazy people on the internet. I consider myself to be an equalist. I think all people should have equal rights, equal voice in the world. Yeah, I just wanted to preface this with that because I'm not an SJW or anything like that. I'm actually really against SJWs, so I know I'm gonna get comments that are saying the opposite, but that's okay. My experience of being a girl on YouTube has been very good. I rarely get kind of disgusting comments on my looks or just like very sexual comments, but I do get them and I usually find them really funny, except for this one time I had like a bad day at work or something and I came home, I was already in a bad mood, and I went on YouTube and saw that I had a message that was just so disgusting. I don't want to repeat it in this video, but it was the kind of thing that if someone had said it to me on the street, it would seriously be sexual harassment, and I don't think anyone would even have the balls to say that to me on the street. And I think because of commenters on YouTube having this anonymous presence, they have the courage to say really mean things. There's some debate on whether female or male YouTubers get the worst comments. I have defended women YouTubers on this subject before because of my own experience, because of witnessing what other women receive on YouTube, and I've gotten a reply from a guy saying, well, I saw a comment on PewDiePie's channel telling him to shave his beard, and I really want to hear from you guys, especially who are on YouTube or on Twitch or somewhere that you show your face. I want to know if you get comments telling you to change your appearance or being overly sexual in like compliments, that kind of thing, and if they're coming from women or from men. I admit when I was younger I left mean comments on some people's videos. I left kind of gross comments on some people's videos, and I kind of grew up and learned not to do that. So I think being a girl on YouTube has gotten better over the last few years since this Girls on YouTube video was posted. There's a few more prominent female YouTubers out there, like Jenna Marbles, Miranda Sings, but I think there's this huge assumption that girls only go on YouTube for makeup and beauty related stuff, and guys just reign over everything else that's on YouTube. And I have a major problem with this video, Girls on YouTube, because they act like the primary platform of YouTube is comedy, and to me that is so inherently wrong. YouTube is called You because anyone can go on it and create videos. I just don't totally get where this assumption comes from that the greatest YouTubers are comedians and like the most popular ones are comedians, and there's no girls on YouTube because they don't feel a pressure to be funny or they don't make funny videos, unlike guys. I personally don't watch any comedy channels. The only big YouTubers I subscribe to are PewDiePie and Jenna Marbles, I think, and I don't even watch PewDiePie's gaming videos unless it's a game I'm really interested in. I'll watch mostly just his like talking videos. And then Jenna Marbles, I actually really don't like some of her videos. I like maybe like every 1 in 4, but I personally just someone who doesn't comedy, I don't find it funny. Maybe I just have a terrible sense of humor. The only like comedy show I've ever liked was Clone High, and it's my favorite cartoon ever. I did like some other like funny cartoons when I was in high school. I was really into like offensive humor. I still am a little bit, but for the most part, like scripted comedy, skits, and acting and stuff like that, I really cannot find funny. That is just me personally, so I would never seek out funny people on YouTube like Jenna Marbles. I have laughed at some of her videos before. Her like whisper challenge video I was like crying laughing at, and I think it was just because she was laughing so much at it that it was like infectious. So yeah, there's a couple points in this Girls on YouTube video that I want to go over, I guess.
Why do you think more girls don't do YouTube?
I have no idea. No idea in the slightest.
I don't have an explanation for this. I don't know why.
I don't know what the reason is.
That's a complicated question.
Yeah.
I don't really have an answer.
I don't know.
Oh, finally a woman shows up. They've just asked, I think, 5 men why there's not very many women on YouTube. And this girl is actually an older woman. I've never seen her before in my life. I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's still on YouTube. They say in the video that she is someone's mom, another like popular male YouTuber. So, I mean, I just find it weird that they even include her in this because it's obvious the only reason she ever would be a YouTuber is because of her son.
Can I though, Jack?
All we have to do is sit here,
On your lap?
tell
Really?
the truth, and be honest.
Be honest and tell the truth. I can do one or the other, Jack, but I can't do both. Hello?
I think that little bit at his opening speech was supposed to be funny.
To tell the truth.
Shh.
Pretty painful.
You were so difficult. I don't feel like you ever really understood me.
So this is a girl on YouTube who's trying to be
when the Harlem
funny.
Shake became a thing. Everyone
And it's
from the
not
Norwegian
funny.
army to kick the PJ contributed to this viral internet meme in which participants spent 15 seconds humping, 15 seconds convulsing, and a lifetime regretting. Here's the Harlem Shake I made with my mate Drew. For copyright reasons, I can't use Bauer's actual Harlem Shake music in
Aren't you guys glad the
YouTube,
Harlem
so I've
Shake thing
redubbed it,
died?
But you'll hardly notice the difference.
This part is supposed to be hilarious. I can't imagine anyone over the age of 7 laughing at this.
Makeup gurus aside, females struggle to make it big on YouTube, and that's a bit shit. This
Like I said before, that's no longer the case, and I just can't help but notice all the shade that he throws at makeup gurus, and the other YouTubers featured in this video throw at makeup gurus like somehow they are invalid as YouTubers because their channels are about makeup. Yeah, I'll go into that more later.
vlog brother and bloody nice bloke, Hank Green, will be lending the
Fucking hate Hank Green and the other Green
I have a
brother,
hard time with you British people. I have no idea what you're talking about most of the time. There's a lot of different British accents.
but he at least
I have no
tries
idea
to
what's
make intelligent
So
points
let's make like
in
Jack's
this video.
Gap and split.
I'm just so tired of hearing about them, and I hate their fucking channel and how they act like they have the correct opinions on everything. They tell their subscribers how to think, and I'm just over it. Maybe it's good for really young people, but I just don't appreciate them at all.
Which doesn't really work as a link. So just bring on this next bit, which is about fangirls, cute boys, and the objectification of women.
It'd be lovely if more girls made video blogs. Maybe they do and they're just not getting as much popularity.
I don't think that there is a lack of girls out there vlogging. I think the problem is that they're not popular, they're not successful.
Males.
They don't think there's a lack of girls out there vlogging. It's like they're not even sure. Like, have you looked at YouTube? There are millions of women on YouTube. And also, I realize this video is 3 years old. And he says they're just not gaining the popularity. But like they've said a little earlier is that if they're makeup gurus, that they don't count. So these two guys, I've never seen them before, but one of my students is obsessed with them, like actually very obsessed. I saw her watching one of their videos on a break from class, and she was like having a moment. Like,
video blogs and stuff. And
was
girls,
awkward.
especially
I love you if you're
15-year-old
watching
girls,
this, but
like to watch
I don't know them.
boys.
It's hard to talk about really complexly because people don't really want to recognize that some people just want to have an idol.
If you want to get fans, it's girls who like girls obsess over
It's
stuff.
proven, it's been proven for ages. Look at the Beatles, and then now you've got One Direction who have all these fans, the same sort of fans, the girls
I
that latch
think
on.
they creep in it somewhere.
Yeah.
One bloody direction.
God, if they start doing YouTube videos, we'd all be screwed.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
Your relationship.
I mean, they have an interesting point there that I don't disagree with. Like I just said, one of my students is obsessed with YouTubers, and I personally am not obsessed with YouTubers, but my name is Hikkipedia, so I think I do have an obsessive personality. I get really into things, and that does seem to be a little more common among women rather than men. Women seem to get a lot more infatuated with celebrities or something like that, whereas the men I know, their main interest is like cars, which is more general, or guitars. So I think that is something I have observed, and I don't really know why that is. There's probably some kind of psychological reasoning behind it, but yeah, what do you guys think?
Doesn't have, like, with that creator, doesn't have to be the same as that person's relationship. And so if you look at it and you're like, I obviously don't like Dan and Phil because Dan and Phil fans are like on their knees screaming with joy because they, you know, saw them across the room. That doesn't have to be your relationship with that creator.
I honestly feel bad for those two when I see them. Like, I've never watched their videos, I have no idea what their channel's about, but like, just because one of them is obviously very good looking and the other one is not so much, so I just feel really bad for him every time I see them together.
Relationship with Dan and Phil, of course, is that whenever I even think about them, I get wet. But
some people
That's
just
funny.
go for looks. They want to see a cute boy on the screen, you know, and that's all you really have to have, you know. But with girls, they're not looking at, you know, how.
My problem with this segment is that this video is supposed to be about girls on YouTube, and this whole segment is them basically complaining about fangirls, and it doesn't really have anything to do with female vloggers, and they kind of just are explaining why fangirls are kind of annoying, which is, I don't really get the point of it, but
Attractive you are. They're seeing if you make good content, if you're relatable, if you're funny, and girls do get judged a lot more than guys, I think.
There are a load of girls making makeup tutorial videos.
this is Naraman, and he's complaining about makeup people again. I actually did subscribe to this guy a really long time ago when he had a rather small channel, until he started just vlogging his like ridiculous card game that he was selling in every single video, so I unsubscribed, and about 2 years later he basically was destroyed by sexual harassment allegations and sexual assault allegations, I think. So yep, he's on here talking about girls on YouTube.
And they do really well, but it shouldn't have to be that. It shouldn't be, you know, if you want to be a female on YouTube, to be a makeup guru. Why can't a girl?
So he said to be a female on YouTube you have to be a makeup guru, and I sort of agree with that, in that it seems like YouTube is extremely saturated by women doing makeup related, beauty related videos, and I just wish these guys had stopped for a second and thought, why is that? Why are women so into makeup? And I mean, I'm not shading. Obviously the face is beat. I like makeup just as much as like a lot of girls, so like YouTube is very saturated with makeup gurus, and I don't necessarily see the problem in that. But yeah, I wish they would stop and wonder why women are so interested in changing their appearance via makeup in other ways, or why it has become such a prevalent topic on YouTube.
Go on YouTube and just do a stupid video, like over the top and ridiculous. I don't know what it.
I've never heard this guy. He just said, like, you could do a makeup video, but why don't you just do it stupid and over the top? Well, why do they have to? Again, you're assuming that the epitome of making videos is comedy, And secondly, there's plenty of people who do that. I watch them all the time. There's a couple people who have done these makeup tutorials by the like African aunties, and they're so funny. But again, this video is 3 years old, and these people clearly do not watch videos outside of their own circles, so they just assume everyone is not funny except for them, and there's no valid videos unless they are funny.
It is. I don't think it's necessarily the girl YouTubers that feel like they can't do that. I think it's the audience that kind of puts them in their place in a weird way.
I would assume that there are more kind of male comedians in the world than there are female comedians, so it's probably a similar thing to that.
I don't know if it's because there's a pressure on women to talk about being a woman, and that makes the content less funny.
Men are encouraged throughout their lives to be funny.
Again, she said there's a pressure on women to talk about being women, and that makes the content less funny. I just don't get that. Like, every part of that statement I don't get, and I know I'm sitting here talking about girls on YouTube being a girl on YouTube and about not being funny, but again, she's assuming that a video has to be funny.
We have to be to get girlfriends or to get friends, but with girls, they're just not as much encouraged. All they have to do is, you know, play along and be skinny, and then...
So guys are pressured to be funny in order to get a girlfriend. I know there's a lot of instances where girls want someone who makes them laugh, or they've started dating someone because they thought they were funny. I personally have never had that experience where I dated someone just because they were funny or made me laugh. I hardly ever laugh at people like making jokes. Like I said, I have a shitty sense of humor. I don't find jokes funny for the most part. And on top of all of that, humor and what is funny is subjective, and that seems to be another thing these fucking people don't understand, is that everyone finds different things funny, and not everyone is gonna find your stupid YouTube video skits funny. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything I hate more than a man who thinks he is inherently funny for being a man. Like, you're not fucking funny. You're not.
everything gets a little easier for them. It's this objectification of women that...
It is, I think it's true that women feel a lot of pressure to look a certain way. I'll go into that a lot more, but I definitely feel that way. There's a lot of parts of my videos that I cut out because I didn't like the angle that my face was in, and whatnot, but and being on YouTube has made me a lot more self-conscious of the way I look, and since I'm not a male, I don't know if they have that same experience, but there just seems to be a lot more acceptance, which they are talking about in this video, for males to act out, act silly, be like loud and crazy, and there's still this like stereotype that women are expected to be very demure, well-behaved, and kind of like genteel and stuff like that.
ruins their YouTube careers, because either it turns them, it can turn them vain, or it just encourages them not to get better. There is no middle ground. There's either you're ugly, go away, or there's you're so hot, you don't need talent. And it,
because that's never happened to male YouTubers or male celebrities at all, where they just got famous for being attractive and they weren't talented.
I hate the internet. What have they done?
Definitely didn't exist before the internet.
It's funny, the equivalent of a man saying that a woman is hot. And yes, I know society is a cruel, unjust, judgmental fuck.
No. Again, it's subjective. That he just said that the equivalent of a woman being hot is a man being funny. And it's, no. Because you're not funny.
I'm sorry. But note that almost all of the most viewed Harlem Shake videos on YouTube feature either predominantly or exclusively men. Is this because women are more reluctant to be seen dicking about, or because audiences are less comfortable watching funny women? Could a girl make it as big on YouTube just for making videos where she dances around in her pants, or knocks back cinnamon, or lists 10 things she's noticed?
Hello! My name's Marcus Butler, and today's video is 10 things that I've noticed. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'll go to open my curtains and it will still be dark outside. Have you ever noticed when you're using your phone a lot throughout the day, so, you know, sending lots of texts, emails,
I've never heard of this before, and this segment still confuses me to this day because I can't tell if it's supposed to be funny or if it's a parody of YouTubers trying to be funny, but they suck.
It's really hot, but then when you go to drink it, it's really cold. I get really sad from that. When I'm on a bus and it's really busy, sometimes there isn't an empty seat, so I end up having to stand.
Marcus Butler sure does notice a lot of things, doesn't he?
Have you ever had that when you get an email from a Nigerian prince and they want all your bank information, so you send it, and then suddenly you have no money in your bank? What? Why does that happen?
Oh my god. I've never heard a joke about those spam emails. So original and funny.
I'm probably going to be a while longer. I've got to continue noticing some things. So, for example, you know when someone walks through a door and you see them open the door and they poke their head round and you notice them, but then they kind of leave? I mean, do you ever get that?
Perhaps men aren't quite so worried about how they might look on camera, whereas girls, you know, I always think, oh, do I look a bit tired, or have I, you know, or whatever.
I wish girls would just make videos because they have something to say, rather than worrying about how their hair looks or how their makeup's done.
Sort your hair out. That sounds good.
I hate that girl, Carrie. I hate everything she says in this video. She said, I wish girls would make videos because they have something to say, not because they're worried about their hair and makeup and all this shit. Well, most girls do make videos because they have something to say. And I just hate hearing girls talk about each other that way. It's not helping the cause. And you just sound like an asshole.
In the media in general, there's definitely more pressure on girls to kind of look a certain way, whereas there's less pressure on the boys. It's more nerve-wracking for girls to be on camera because of the way they might not think that they look right for it, when there is no. I've always said that there is no perfect way to look or a right way to look.
I look like an aardvark, don't I? I just said that to you. Sexy aardvark.
I want to focus more on content than looks, says me with the purple hair, but you know, I'm trying to see it as less of a bigger deal, and I hope that other people think that as well.
A lot of girls have actually sent me videos or said, oh, Lindsay, what should I do? And I've said, oh, just, you know, sit in front of a camera and just have a go. Perhaps I just feel a little bit nervous about it.
If guys act really extroverted, most of their friends are going to be like, you're a lad, you're great.
Yes, there may be a deep down reason.
Actually, used to subscribe to that girl as well.
Look at the cool
Lex.
things I can achieve.
Whereas if girls are really confident and do things, a lot of the time their girlfriend's going to be like, you're weird, why are you so attention seeking? Like, there's just a bitchy culture with girls, so they're going to sit around going, what are you doing, you weirdo? Whereas guys are going to be like, hey, you're mental.
The amount of comments that I've seen on my own YouTube videos where people say kind of that female YouTubers are annoying, and I feel like, and I've kind of watched the people that they've like referred to, and I don't see it, and I feel like maybe that's because I am a female YouTuber watching another female YouTuber, and I'm kind of doing the same thing, so I can respect it a bit more.
It's like a general, yeah.
Again, I wasn't feeling her argument there. She said that since she is a female, she doesn't find other females annoying, but she can see maybe that men would find females annoying because they are men. And I just don't get it. Again, I don't get it. I think I find an equal number of male and female YouTubers annoying. And yeah, she just seems to have this like I don't want to say internalized misogyny because that's such an SJW coined term, but that, yeah,
strange social rule that girls aren't supposed to do things.
I unsubscribed to her for this reason, because she always talks in memes like this. She always says like, don't do all the things, I'm going to do all the things, and like shit like that is so fucking annoying. But what she's saying does seem to be kind of true. When I was growing up, now it doesn't seem like for adults, it just doesn't really seem to be a thing, but in school, there's definitely like cliques of girls, and girls always have to find that person to make fun of, and it's usually another girl, and no matter what, they will find something to make fun of about them or dislike them. Yeah, and I'm not excluding myself from that behavior. I acted that way when I was in school, and I'm glad now that I have seen the errors in that way of thinking, and yeah.
No things
in doing sketch comedy. Being a guy allows you to take on so many more characters, I suppose, because as soon as you apply the fact of being female to any character, it just changes it. Like, we often will talk about doing a sketch. One was I was going to be like a crazy dentist and just kill someone in my dentist chair, and we talked about switching it around and having the guy be the dentist and me the victim, and that immediately changes things. I thought, oh, that might get a bit creepy actually if a male dentist sort of kills a female patient. It's just different.
In comedy sketches on YouTube, female roles, where there are any, are often played by men. Is this because there's a lack of female YouTubers, or because there's something inherently funny about men playing women? In the third Becoming YouTube video, I cast Crabsticks as a female receptionist. Was that sexist? Because I could have cast a woman in that role, except Chris in a blonde wig and a dress is funny, right? Also, that character was kind of ditzy, so if I'd cast a woman, would it have been more sexist? Was writing that character in the first place sexist? See, all the other characters in that sketch were men, and they were either dicks or idiots or both. There was the hate-fueled pizza-guzzling slob, the boss of YouTube who drowned kittens for a living, the googly employee who ran up several 21st century. A singing competition. Oh, he is. And this is uncomfortable to talk about, but don't worry, there's a big musical number coming up in a minute, I swear. My worry is that men, many men, some men, and, okay, dare I say it, a fair few women, don't want women or other women to be funny and creative. Because funny and creative suggests intelligence. And many men, and a fair few women, don't want women to be... Fucking hell. Then again, there's only one surefire way to decide which is better.
He almost went for it. And now the video's about to shit the bed, and they're gonna perform a really terrible song.
Singing competition.
The girl cannot sing at all.
I've come to YouTube HQ in the heart of London's glittering Soho to pit male YouTuber against female.
The YouTube channel strategy. You'll say a better YouTuber has never ever said a G.
It's so annoying, and I can't tell if it's supposed to be funny or just a parody. Weird, unfunny parody of people who try to be funny.
We are plucky and adventurous, the social media
This, I always just think of my idea and do it because I want to.
Their hair the same colour as me, that happens quite a lot, but then the A-levels thing was a bit weird.
I don't let possible thoughts about me being a role model influence my creativity, in the sense that I don't ever think this is my idea, what will this do to the people that are watching it, like how will 13-year-old girls see this? I always just think of my idea and do it because I want to do it.
The most important thing is to create stuff that you think is good and that you like and that you're proud of and that you would watch.
I'm not a life coach.
I actually agree with him there. If you want to do YouTube, just do it. It doesn't matter what you think the reception will be, if you think it'll be good. That was the basis for my channel, is I wanted to make a channel that I would watch, and it didn't start out good. I don't think it's good now, but I enjoy doing it, and that's all that matters.
You know, I've been through the wars, but I never saw myself as someone to look up to, so it's amazing, really.
I think we're both pretty good role models. We don't do anything terrible.
We're not massive junkies.
No. Yeah. And if we were, we wouldn't make videos about it.
We might. Side channel.
Side channel video, yeah.
Dan and Phil shoot up.
Yeah, exactly. If you ever think get sponsored, there you go.
Yeah.
Talk to Frank.
Male YouTubers like Dan and Phil and Hank find that boys and girls alike look up to them as role models, but it seems that boys in general aren't as comfortable looking up to female YouTubers as their role models. Boys, once again, are struggling with the notion of feminine strength. At its worst, this can manifest itself on YouTube and in life in the negative comments that women receive. Some people would argue that men are just better at brushing off this kind of stuff. Is that true? And why should it be? Or is the online hate that women receive just worse?
Okay, so he finally makes a good point, and again, I want to hear from you if you're a man, because as I've said, I have only my own experience to draw from, and I don't know what you might receive as a male YouTuber or someone on the internet.
I feel like maybe the hate that's aimed at us is on kind of slightly different topics. More, they'll aim for how you look. Like, I've had a few things like calling you fatty, and I'm like, I'm perfectly happy with the way that I am, so that's definitely not going to get to me. They're kind of going for the wrong things with me. But I know that other girls might get that and kind of feel suddenly self-conscious about it.
All of the worst comments I get are from guys. About 80% of my subscribers are female, but most of my comments are from males. And all of the rude ones, like the horrible hate that I get, is all from guys.
I think we're nearly better equipped to deal with that because we're used to it. Men aren't really used to that as much. I mentioned in one vlog about walking down the road one day and being heckled by a load of builders. That happens every day. You go to a club and some guy assumes it's okay to grab your ass or call you some stupid name. You do something wrong in life, or, you know, women in general, if they're with the wrong guy, they get called a slut and he's a hero. That's just something that women are used to.
I got really upset. My first dislike, I think I cried in a corner somewhere, but now I'll get any kind of comments that are rude and I'm just like, yeah, I'm used to hearing that. And I'll say something back to them like, oh.
This is, that past little bit is probably the best part of the video. When I started my channel, I kind of thought, well, the worst thing that can happen is someone will leave me a comment saying, like, you're ugly, shut up, bitch. And I'm totally okay with that. Like, that doesn't bother me really at all. It's more the more, like, disgustingly perverse, degrading messages and comments that seem to come at the most inopportune time. That just does not seem to happen to male YouTubers.
Oh, your personality sounds nice. You know, I stand up for myself now.
People calling me a stupid slut or saying crazy weird sexual shit about me, I just try and laugh it off. I try and think, what must that person's life be like? That this is the best thing they have to do with their day, say this weird shit at me.
I used to be really self-conscious when I was younger. I was bullied and teased a lot about like my teeth and my eyes and everything. And once I started YouTubing and I started getting the hate comments and I started getting used to them, I just thought, why don't I just show people that you can, you know, you don't have to be a model to be on YouTube. And I think it is slowly changing. It's not so much about looks anymore, but I think, you know, girls starting YouTube are afraid of being judged.
Of the 19 YouTubers interviewed so far in Becoming YouTube, only 5 have been female, despite the addition of Emma and Lindsay this week. In choosing who to interview for this series, I had to make a judgment call. Do I reflect the YouTube community as it is in 2013, with its glaringly obvious and rather sad imbalance between men and women, or do I aim for more of a 50-50 split, but in so doing end up featuring some female YouTubers primarily because they're female? And that would have been lame. Just
So talking about women on YouTube by asking them about it is lame. So he chose to have way more men in this video than women because that's how YouTube is. It just doesn't make sense. I just hate him.
I wish more girls were making amazing stuff on YouTube, because those that are do get noticed. Emma Blackery's meteoric rise to YouTube stardom over the past few months is a case in point. Yesterday she smashed through 100k subs. So if you are a girl and you're thinking of YouTubing but haven't yet, then give it a go. YouTube is crying out for you. But please, be good. Please. And that means taking risks. Makeup gurus are great at that. I'm not dissing the makeup gurus. But
why are you bullshitting?
It doesn't have to be that way.
Okay. He said he's not dissing makeup gurus. I'm not a makeup guru. I'm not here to like stand up for them. I do watch a few, and you know, like I have the people that I am fans of and whatever. He said earlier on in this video, excluding makeup gurus, and they've said at another point, you know, makeup is cool and all, but blah 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 blah, sketch videos. And I don't get why it's like makeup gurus versus sketch comedy in this scenario. And he is dissing makeup gurus. He's trying to say he's not, but he's also saying to women who want to go on YouTube, you don't have to do that, and make sure you're good. So according to this video, a good YouTuber is someone who is funny and does sketch comedy. And I just hate that. I hate everything about this guy and his fucking views in this video, and I can't disagree enough. I watch so many women on YouTube who don't just do makeup videos, or they don't even do makeup videos. Like my good friend Nippon Culture Quest, Megstar, Charla, who else do I watch? There's another girl I watch who just started her gaming channel this year called Gloom Games, and it's blown up, it's huge. She's actually really funny. So, yeah, while I agree that there are quite a lot of makeup YouTubers, and I have come across a couple of my years on YouTube where I was watching them and I got this sense that they weren't really into the videos that they were making. And I even watched a couple, maybe not a couple, but one or two vloggers who said that they first started out doing that because that was what they thought they should do. And I think we need to take a deeper look at why girls feel that way. And when I first started my channel over 4 years ago now, I thought, you know, like if I wanted to do that type of video, I could. And now, since my channel has kind of grown a little bit, and since this stupid video has come out, I'm never going to do that. Because I'm a girl on YouTube who doesn't do makeup videos, and I want to show that I have something to say, which these people claim no women are doing on YouTube. And if they are, then they're not successful at it. I wish he had just stopped before he said all this stuff about just be good. Again, it's called YouTube because anyone can do it. No one starts off, well, I shouldn't say no one, but hardly anyone starts off on YouTube being amazing. Like, everyone starts off being really shit. It's the same way with drawing. Like, everyone I know who is an artist, they started off really bad at drawing. And that's probably true for a lot of skills. And I hate this guy's point of view that this video has almost 500,000 views, and he's saying that girls, if you should come on YouTube, you need to come on YouTube more, but be this certain way. And that's what I have the major issue with.
Be a girl and be funny. Be musical. Be
a girl and be funny.
Smart and intelligent and forthright. Have opinions and change the world. Don't play it safe, because I'm not sure you can afford to.
I love that ending. I'm just kidding. How he says, don't play it safe, because I'm I'm not sure you can afford to. It's so melodramatic and like, what do you mean? Like, what are you referring to? I can't afford to. I don't understand. Like, what do you lose by not being like a sketch comedian on YouTube, or like not being like successful on YouTube? I don't know. I don't take YouTube that seriously. Like, I know a lot of people go on YouTube because they want it to become their job, which I think is a really bad idea because YouTube is so unstable. Yeah, I want to punch this guy in the face.
Next week's Becoming YouTube, and by next week's
So, yeah, I've gotten a couple messages from people who wanted to start channels and asked me for advice, and I don't know why you would ask me for advice. I guess just because they wanted to do like J-pop reviews and stuff, and one of those people was LV, and she did end up making a channel after I talked to her, and we're friends, and I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy that I may have inspired other people to do like J-pop review channels or something kind of related. And I really think if you are thinking about doing YouTube, I think you should just do it. I don't think it's a big deal. I consider YouTube to be just like any other social media site. And if you want to do makeup, do makeup. If you want to do games, do games. If you don't want to be funny, don't be funny, because you're probably not fucking funny anyway. It really pisses me off how disrespectful people are to makeup gurus. Again, I don't know why I feel the need to defend them, but making videos is pretty hard, and I've seen some makeup vlogger setups and how much money they've put into their equipment and how much work they put into filming. It takes a ton of work just to film their videos with all the like close-ups and voiceovers and stuff like that, and then they have to edit the whole thing together, and a lot of them like run blogs at the same time, and they do all this other stuff, and I just feel like because it's makeup, it's feminine, so it's really frivolous and ridiculous, so it's just excluded as part of like vlogging and the YouTube like people who are respected on YouTube. So to kind of switch tracks, it was really hard for me to start my channel just because I am such an introvert, and it was really bizarre to me to try to talk to a camera at first, and I was really afraid that people would think I was really narcissistic for making videos of myself, and I still am really afraid of that. I don't talk to people about my YouTube channel, and only like my best friend like knows that it exists. So it took me about a year before I could actually record a whole video where I was talking, and up to then I would sit down and try to record videos on a subject that I wanted to talk about, and I sometimes could only get like 2 words out, sometimes 2 sentences before I would start to freeze up. I would lose confidence completely, and I would just shut it off. So that's what I want to say, is just do it, because I lost a whole year where I could have been talking to the people that I talk to now, who are my friends, through YouTube, and I was too afraid and too incompetent to go ahead and do that. So I really encourage you to make videos. I have to say that YouTube has both given me confidence and also taken some of it away. Leading up to when I did start YouTube, I let other people in my life who have come and gone by now pretty much just knock my self-esteem to the ground. And when I started YouTube, I didn't particularly care what I looked like. If you guys have seen my old videos, you know that I recorded on a really terrible camera. I recorded on the iPad 2, which the camera in it is like a joke. It's like worse than a webcam from like 1999. So it didn't really matter what I looked like. And so when I saw those videos, I first put up those videos, I thought, hey, I'm not as much of a monster as I originally thought I was. So it's not so bad. But as a couple years have gone by, and I don't use like an amazing quality camera now, but I use higher quality equipment, and editing my videos, like I said, I've edited so many parts out of my videos where I like turned to the side, or I just made a really gross face. So having to see myself on my videos when I'm editing, because I don't usually like just sit around and watch my videos, but I do edit them, and it has given me a little confidence in who I am, but it's also made me more self-conscious about certain details about myself that I didn't really care about before. Like, I never really cared that much about how my teeth looked, and now I hate them so much. When I first started YouTube, I got like these fillings done on the front of my teeth because I had these little ridges there. When I was a kid, like all my front teeth got broken off by my brother, and I guess where they had been repaired, like just there was like these ridges there from the like acrylic builds they had made for my new teeth. So I had like these fillings done to get rid of those, and I don't even remember seeing them in my videos at all, but I just suddenly became like more self-conscious of them, and I still want to get like more stuff done to my teeth. Yeah, and I used to not really care about my nose. I knew that I didn't have like the smallest nose in the universe, but now it really bothers me, and I'm really self-conscious about it, and I feel like as I've gotten a little older, it has gotten bigger. Like, I heard years ago that your nose and ears keep growing as you get older, and I guess now it's just like in my brain all the time when I edit my videos. And I've seen so many people on YouTube get rhinoplasty, and the majority of them have like what I would consider like such a beautiful face, and they have such a nice nose. And like I was saying, if you guys know Victor or Give Me a Flake Man, he posted a video about a week ago about how he had surgery on his nose years ago, and about plastic surgery and stuff like that. And I left a comment there saying that something about how I thought it seems like it's really rare for people to have like a small and cute nose, especially white people. We like tend to have like a bigger, bonier nose, and yeah, mine just seems to like keep getting bigger, and I'm getting really paranoid about it, that it's like growing. And yeah, I just feel like it's gotten so much bigger than when I was a teenager. But yeah, and my face has changed a lot. This sounds so narcissistic, I'm just like going on about the way I look, but like I think people should talk about it, because sometimes you'll just be watching someone on YouTube and randomly they're like, I got a nose job. But yeah, so I've never been against plastic surgery. When I was a teenager, I kind of like always knew I would have something done, and I was kind of like preparing myself to save up money for it. This sounds terrible. And up until now, whenever I would feel like, okay, I need to get a nose job or whatever procedure. Like there's a phase where I really want to get lip injections. I'm so embarrassed admitting this. I really like pretend to like be this confident person and stuff, but I'm not at all. And yeah, every time I would decide to get a nose job, I would talk myself out of it. One, because I'm absolutely terrified of surgery, and like the last thing I want to do is go into like an elective surgery that is not like crucial for my health or whatever. Especially like a complete like rhinoplasty where they like peel like this whole thing back, and like I'd want them to like bring everything down, and yeah, it would be a big deal. So I don't know where I was going with this. So actually being on YouTube has made me feel like I should get plastic surgery, and even saying that out loud, it makes me feel crazy for thinking that. But that's how I feel a lot of the time. Yeah, so to you guys who are on YouTube or something like that, do you feel more self-conscious now? Is there something about your looks that really bothers you? Oh yeah, I think what was I gonna say? And I also would just decide it's much easier to just accept myself the way I am than to get surgery. And for some reason, this last like bout of like anxiety about the way I look, I really hated the way I looked in my last couple of videos. I haven't been able to talk myself out of it yet. So yeah, that is what I'm saving up for now, I guess. I also used to not care about my eyes, so I'm sure you guys have noticed, but my whole face is really crooked, but this eyelid is like slightly deformed or something, so like you can see that it's a little bit lower than this one. And it's been like that since I was a baby. Like I can see it in my baby pictures and stuff, and I've looked it up, and like basically it's a natural thing that happens when the skin on your eyelid is slightly thicker than the other one. I was really self-conscious of it when I was in high school for a while. Sometimes if I have like bad seasonal allergies or something, like my eyelids get all like puffy, and it's really noticeable to me. Sometimes like I point it out to people and they're like, oh my god, I didn't notice that at all, but I don't know. I would really like to get that corrected. I know Michelle Phan corrected her like eyelid fold thing by using eyelid tape, and I actually tried it out for a little while. I wore eyelid tape for like a few days, and it was really funny because I bought it from like this Asian beauty store, and the lady working there was like, no, this is for Asian girls. And I was like, no, I need it. But I just hated using it, so I gave up on it. And plus I figured if the skin itself is too thick, then like trying to correct the fold with tape or whatever is not going to actually work. So I'm going to get like either an eye lift or eyelid reconstruction at some point in my life, probably when I'm like in my 40s. I'm 29 now. And yeah, I know I've said before that I really judged Ayumi Hamasaki because of her plastic surgery, and I've said that was wrong, and I'm not sure exactly why I did judge her, because I am like obviously very open to getting plastic surgery or any kind of cosmetic procedure, and I just felt like angry about it because she didn't need it, and I just thought she was so beautiful to begin with, and she just kept getting these procedures done. And I know some people are gonna be like, she doesn't have that, it's Asian makeup. Asian makeup is very powerful, or like literally people have said that on my videos. I don't know. It makes me feel worse when I see people that I think are really pretty and they have like a nose that I would absolutely kill to have, and I see them like getting a nose job. But everyone's different, and everyone gets, you know, these procedures done for different reasons, and they're usually very personal reasons, and not because, you know, so-and-so has a smaller nose or bigger lips or whatever. Yeah, I'm actually getting a chemical peel tomorrow. Basically, I picked my face so badly that I have scars. I scar very easily. I have super pale skin, as you can see. And when I do pick my face, I get very bad scars. I have scars right here that I've had. I got 2 of them when I first went to Japan, which was in the beginning of April. And here it is Christmas. So they last for a very, very long time. And I'm just recently noticing that I developed kind of a problem with it, where if I was very anxious or stressed out, I would resort to picking my face, and I couldn't really stop doing it. A couple weeks ago when I moved, I got very anxious, and I ended up, I didn't even have like pimples or anything. Like, my skin is fairly clear right now. Earlier in the year, I had really, really bad skin. Like, I think from traveling so much, I just like was breaking out like all over the place, and it was terrible. Yeah, so I was trying to like dig pores out of my nose. I thought they were blackheads. I ended up going to a medical esthetician after I did this, because I used metal tweezers to like gouge my own face. And I've done many things like this before, and I kind of realized it's almost like a form of self-harm, and I only did it when I was anxious and I needed to feel like I was doing something to relieve it. Yeah, so that's why I'm getting the chemical peel, because I want to start doing like, I've already started doing treatments on my skin, because I feel like if I invest money in it and I have to go see this medical esthetician every week, or eventually it'll be like every month, then I have someone holding me accountable, so I won't be digging in my face with tweezers or with my fingers or whatever, my nails. And if I can get rid of like the scarring and any like little bumps or whatever, I won't be tempted to pick those little bumps. So yeah, I really went on a tangent there. I really want to hear from you guys and how you feel about this, especially if you are on YouTube, or if you've wanted to start YouTube and you haven't, why haven't you? And what kind of feedback you do get on YouTube, and how do you feel about yourself now that you have a channel. So yeah, if you got to the end of this video, comment your favorite animal or something down below so I know. Bye.